First of all, I will mention about altitude and some basic formula related to the altitude, and then I will start and prove all these things. Okay. So for the space concern, I am erasing this G and H. I need to prove all these things related to the altitudes. Here P1, P2, P3 are the corresponding altitudes of the triangle ABC. Okay. Alright. And I will erase it and I will discuss. This problem is basically about a triangle ABC with their corresponding altitudes. And since the problem is about triangle ABC, we need to utilize all its notations. That in the sense, small a, small b, small c are the sides of the triangle. A, capital B, capital C are the angles of the triangle. R is the in radius, capital R is the circumradius, R1, R2, R3 are the x radii, and if there is delta anywhere, the delta represents the area of the triangle. These notations are true or acceptable for each and every problem. And here in particular, special terms are given, and these are P1, P2, P3. Okay. And what are these P1, P2, P3? They are the corresponding altitudes. So first of all, what is an altitude and how many altitudes are there in a triangle, and where we need to mention, where we need to locate this P1, P2, P3. All these things we need to discuss. Okay. Right. Actually the problem starts with A, but before that we need to learn about altitude. Okay. So for suppose if you have a triangle ABC, just look at the diagram. So if you have a triangle ABC, then in this triangle ABC, if you draw a perpendicular from a vertex to its opposite side is known as the altitude. I am repeating, a perpendicular drawn from a vertex to the opposite side is the altitude, and this altitude is usually like this. So we need to draw a perpendicular from this vertex A, maybe at any vertex. In generally I am starting with A. From this A, if you draw a perpendicular to the opposite side BC, this is the altitude, and this altitude is simply the also known as height of the triangle. This altitude is also known as height of the triangle, and this is a altitude. Okay. And this altitude length is as mentioned P1. P1, P2, P3 are the corresponding altitudes. That in the sense, the length of the altitude from A to the opposite side is P1, and similarly if you take B to the opposite side is P2 and C to the opposite side is P3. Okay. Since there are three vertices and there is a chance to construct three altitudes from each vertex to the opposite side. This is second altitude. In the same way, from the third vertex C, if you draw a perpendicular to the opposite side, and this is the third altitude. And these three altitude lengths are given here it as P1, P2, P3. Okay. So altitudes are also known as the heights of the triangle. That's one part. And the next thing is, these three altitudes will meet at a point, and that point of concurrency, if three or more lines are passing through a fixed point, we call that point as the concurrent point or the point of concurrency. Here the point of concurrency of the three altitudes in a triangle is orthocenter. What it is? Orthocenter. And that orthocenter is denoted by the letter H or sometimes maybe O. Okay. But here the problem is not about the orthocenter. Here the situation, the things are about the altitudes. So no need to mark it and no need to think about orthocenter at present. You just pay your attention on the altitudes. Altitudes are the line segments or the things which are drawn from a vertex to the opposite side perpendicularly. So this total length is the altitude length, and that is P1 here. And similarly we need to mark P2 as this length and P3 as this length. Okay, if we need we will mark it. And now we have three sides of the triangle. So opposite to the vertex A, the side length is small a, opposite to the vertex B, the side length is small b, and opposite to the vertex C, the side length is small c. We know A, small b, small c are the vertices as well as the sides, as well as A, B, C are the vertices, and there are angles A, B and C also. And now for suppose if you wish to write the area of this triangle. So what is the area of the triangle? In generally, area of the triangle is derived by the rule, okay, is calculated by the rule that half base into height. And here in particular, height is simply nothing but altitude. And that's why the area of this triangle is half. Here the base is what? A into height is what? This P1. Half A into P1. if you treat this BC as the base, this A is the base and this P1 is the height. Whereas if you treat this AC as the base and the base length is B there, and what you say about this altitude length height, which is the second one, P2. So half B into P2. If you treat this AB as this base and its length is C and the corresponding altitude onto this is the third altitude whose length is P3 and it is half C into P3. Just have a look at the end. The area of this triangle can be calculated in three directions. Okay, see the rule is half base into height. What is the base? The base may be any side of the triangle. If you take this as the base and P1 is the height, half AP1 is the area. If you take it as the base, P2 is the height, of BP2 is the area. Whereas if you take it as the height base and this is the height, of CP3 is the area, and at the end area of this triangle is half AP1, half BP2, half CP3. All these three are equal and those are equals to the triangle area, and the triangle area is represented by delta. And this discussion is completely true for every type of triangle, and in generally we are taking a triangle and we are proceeding. Okay, and now if you look there, delta is equals to half AP1. Our discussion is simply about the altitudes P1, P2, P3. You just try to make that P1, P2, P3 as the subjects now. So this delta is equals to half A P1. From there if you think, what to say about P1? P1 is simply 2 delta by A. Okay. And if you calculate P2, then that P2 is simply 2 delta by B. And P3 is simply 2 delta by C. And this is the basic definition of the altitude, whereas these three are the very basic formulas or the rules for P1, P2, P3, which has 2 delta by A, 2 delta by B and 2 delta by C. With this idea, we are going to prove all these things, we are going to discuss all these things. Okay, just have a look, go for a screenshot. Okay, just look at the board. Then by analyzing everything, at the end we have the lengths of altitudes P1, P2, P3 as 2 delta by A, 2 delta by B, 2 delta by C, and we will use these three as a formulas to find everything, okay, to prove everything. First of all, we need to think about the first part. Very simple actually. The ratio between A, B and C is the ratio between sin A, sin B, sin C, and the same ratio is equals to 1 by P1, 1 by P2, 1 by P3. So first thing is, we need to calculate the ratio between A is to B is to C. Okay. Since we are thinking about ABC, so here P1 is equals to 2 delta by A. Then what you say about A in terms of P1? Since I need A, drag this A this side and send that P1 this side. Then what will happen? Then that A is simply nothing but 2 delta by P1 is to B is nothing but 2 delta by P2 is to C is 2 delta by P3. Since we are going to observe the ratio between ABC, which is 2 delta by P1, 2 delta by P2, 2 delta by P3. And since this is a ratio, there is a chance to cancel out the same value. 2 delta is the common thing, you just cancel it out, you will have to make 1 by P1 is to 1 by P2 is to 1 by P3. Very simple task. Ratio between A, B and C is equals to the ratio between 1 by P1, 1 by P2, 1 by P3. These two are okay. And already we have sine rule, right? And what is sine rule? A by sine A is equals to B by sine B is equals to C by sine C. From this it is very clear that A is to B is to C is equals to sin A is to sin B is to sin C. Already we mentioned it many times and we used it also. And now since these two are equal, and now we have that ABC ratio is 1 by P1, 1 by P2, 1 by P3. At the end if you combine these two situations, ratio between ABC is equals to ratio between sin A, sin B, sin C is equals to ratio between 1 by P1, 1 by P2, 1 by P3. Okay, right. And that's the first thing. You need to concentrate here, you need to follow with me, right? Right. Okay, there ends the first part. Is it clear? And then I need to prove the second part. Second part is something, you just look there. 1 by P1 minus 1 by P2 less than 1 by P3 less than 1 by P1 plus P2. And this is an inequality. So to prove it, we need again an inequality, right? And to prove the second part, okay, for the space I am arranging the first one. And see, in a triangle, if we have three sides A, B, C, okay, what we say? If we have three sides A, B, C in a triangle, then always in a triangle, difference of two sides is less than third side is less than sum of two sides. What we need to say? Difference of two sides which is less than third side is less than sum of two sides. Make a note it if you don't know, okay? Very useful and important thing, okay? A triangle has three sides, right? A, B, C. And take any two sides and the other one separately, like third side. And the third side is for sure in between the difference of two sides and the sum of two sides. Here in particular, the sides are A, B, C. So difference of two sides means A minus B, which is less than, the third side is C, which is less than, sum of two sides is A plus B. Okay, take any three measurements which forms a triangle. And the lengths are A, B, C, right? And now you just try to check. For sure, difference of 2 and sum of 2. In between the difference and the sum, the third side value lies. Okay. So A minus B less than C less than A plus B. Okay. Very useful and important one from the plane geometry. And now, what is A? As I mentioned you, P1 is 2 delta by A. Then A is just simply 2 delta by P1. Minus B is 2 delta by P2. Which is less than C is 2 delta by P3. Again, which is less than A is 2 delta by P1. And B is 2 delta by P2. And we need to simplify it. It's very easy actually, the simplification part. See 2 delta by P1. If you common out 2 delta in the first group, okay, and here again 2 delta is there, and the third part also 2 delta there. Just if you cancel out the 2 delta everywhere, you left with 1 by P1 minus 1 by P2 is less than 1 by P3 is less than 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2. Just think about it, not about 1, 2, 3. Okay, you may change the numbers. Okay, 1 by P1 minus 1 by P2 less than 1 by P3 less than 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2. Here the center one is here 1 by P3. You may take P2 here, no problem. What I mean is, if you write 1 by P2 here, then the situation is 1 by P1 minus 1 by P3 is less than 1 by P2 is less than 1 by P1 plus 1 by P3. So these are the symmetrical statements. Just we are proving for one, then the same thing is acceptable for the remaining two also. Okay, just have a look, very simple one. And to prove the inequality in the B bit, we are using this help. Okay, if there are three sides, clearly difference of two sides is less than, third side is less than sum of two sides. And from there we calculated that 1 by P1 minus 1 by P3 is less than 1 by P2 is less than 1 by P1 plus 1 by P3. Just have a look, take a screenshot, and then I will move for the third one. Yeah. See, one simple problem just related to the second inequality. 1 by P1 minus 1 by P2 less than 1 by P3 less than 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2. We have this. We need to use this inequality to find the P3 if P1 and P2 are known. There are many possible values for P3 with this P1 and P2. But among all those possible values, which is suitable among these options, that's what we need to find. So, from this given statement, from the proved one, 1 by P1 minus 1 by P2. 1 by P1 is 1 by 0.2 minus 1 by 0.5 is less than 1 by P3 is less than 1 by 0.2 minus plus 1 by 0.5. Just think about it. What you say about 1 by 0.2? 0.2 is 2 by 10. 2 by 10 is 1 by 5 and this value is 5 directly. So 5 and this 0.5 value is 2. I think you know it. Which is less than 1 by P3 is less than 0.2 is 5 and that 0.5 is 2. That's what we need to solve. So how to solve it? Just think about it. This 5 minus 2 is 3 less than 1 by P3 is less than 7. And now you just reciprocal everything. I need to find out 1 by P3, right? P3, right? So for that, if you reciprocal, this is 1 by 3 and this is 1 by 7. You will get that 1 by 7 less than P3 less than 1 by 3. If you reciprocal, you will get it. Okay? 1 by 7 less than 1 P3 less than 1 by 7. While reciprocal, you need to transfer it also. Okay? Just think about it. So what you say about 1 by 7? What is the value of 1 by 7? 1 by 7 value is approximately 0.14 and 1 by 3 value is approximately 0.3. So we need to choose P3 which is in between 0.14 and 0.3. So among the options, 0.1 is not in that bound, 0.3 is not in that bound, 0.7 is also in that not in that bound. So the possible value for the P3 is again 0.2, and that's your answer. So if P1 and P2, two altitudes of the triangle are given, then they ask us to find the third altitude. In that case, we need to proceed in this manner by using this inequality. Okay, there ends B bit and its example. Have a look. Just think about it. The C bit actually an easy task. So as we discussed, P1 is equals to 2 delta by A. We have it. P1 is equals to 2 delta by A. And in another way, this delta area of triangle is found by using this particular formula. Half AB sin C. Already we mentioned it. Delta is half AB sin C, or otherwise half BC sin A, half CA sin B. Any two sides and the sine of the included angle between those two. Here the two sides are AB and the included angle is C. So delta is equal to half AB sin C is a known formula. And here in particular we have that P1 is equals to 2 delta by A. You just combine those two. Therefore P1 is equals to 2 delta. Delta is half B, 2 times of delta is what? Half AB sin C and divided by A. So 2 and 2 get cancelled. A and A get cancelled. You left with P1 is equals to B sin C. Very simple, right? So P1 is equals to B sin C. And already we have a sine rule with us, right? What is the sine rule? A by sin A, B by sin B is equals to C by sin C. So we have B by sin B is equals to C by sin C. If you cross multiply, what will happen? B sin C is equals to C sin B. Okay, already we know it since we have this logic. Now this B sin C is equals to C sin B. Just think about it. And then P1 is equals to B sin C is equals to C sin B. Just think about it. Here I am just mentioning about P1. Similarly, there is a chance to write about P2 also. So if it is P1, the involved angles are B and C. If it is P2, the involvement is with A and C. So P2 is equals to A sin C is equals to C sin A. Similarly, there is a chance to write P3 where A and B are involved. A sin B is equals to B sin A. If one statement is acceptable, then similar to that, we need to accept other two statements. Okay, that's CB. Have a look and then I will discuss D. Next, D bit. We need to prove that P1 is equals to 2R2 R3 by R2 plus R3 and it is equals to R1 by R1 minus R. I am just starting with this 2R2 R3 by R2 plus R3. I need to simplify it to get P1, and for that this is 2 into R2 is simply what? Delta by S minus B, and R3 is delta by S minus C. Okay, again here it is R2 which is delta by S minus B plus delta by S minus C. Is that right? Okay, and we need to simplify it. In the numerator, delta into delta is delta square. See, delta square by S minus B into S minus C. Here in the denominator you just common out delta and took LCM. Here it is equals to 2 delta square divided by S minus B into S minus C is the numerator part, whereas in the denominator you just common out delta times, here in the bracket, 1 by S minus B, 1 by S minus C. What is the LCM of those two? Again S minus B into S minus C, S minus C plus S minus B by S minus B into S minus C. So that's the numerator and this is the denominator. We need to cancel out. Okay, just this S minus B, S minus C get cancelled. Delta and 1 delta also get cancelled. Now what we left with? This is equals to 2 delta by, in the denominator, 2S minus B minus C. Okay, then what you say about 2S? 2S is A plus B plus C. I mentioned you many times. So if you take 2S as A plus B plus C, A plus B plus C minus B minus C is simply nothing but 2 delta by A. And this 2 delta by A is nothing but P1 only, right? We have that P1 is equals to 2 delta by A, P2 is equals to 2 delta by B, P3 is equals to 2 delta by C. At the end, P1 is equals to 2R2 R3 by R2 plus R3. In the same way, there is a chance to prove this also. What it is? R1 by R1 minus R. What is R? Delta by S. What is R1? Delta by S minus A. Use those things, proceed in such a manner, you will get again its simplification as P1. And now, after that, just analyze it. P1 is equals to 2R2 R3 by R2 plus R3, R1 by R1 minus R. This is about P1. So if you wish to write about P2, what will happen? If you wish to write about P2, then since it is P2, here it involves with R1 R3. So 2 R1 R3 by it is 2 and 1 3. R1 plus R3. And again it is equals to, since it is 2, since it is 1 here involved with 1, since it is 2, there it involves with 2. So R2 by R2 minus R. Similar to the given bit, the given proof, there is a chance to write P2. And based on that P2, there is a chance to write P3 also. Okay, at the end, the proof is this, and the analyzation part and the observation part is this one. Okay, just have a look. All these things you need to observe it. Okay, no need to memorize, just observe it, and that observation automatically gives you some ideas to solve the problems. Just look there. E 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3, and we need to simplify it to show it as 1 by R. And already we have that the rule for 1 by P1. P1 is 2 delta by A, 1 by P1 is A by 2 delta, and 1 by P2 is B by 2 delta, and 1 by P3 is C by 2 delta. Just by reciprocally the basic rules of P1, P2, P3. Here now the denominator is same, add the numerators, A plus B plus C is equals to 2 delta. And we know that A plus B plus C is the semi-perimeter, which is 2s divided by 2 delta. And if you cancel out that 2, you will get that S by delta, and the delta is nothing but RS, SS will get cancelled, you left with 1 by R. So we have 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3 is equals to 1 by R, and it is again equals to what? Already we proved that this 1 by R is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Just look there. 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3 is equals to 1 by R we have, and 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 is also 1 by R. Just we proved in some other point. And if you combine those two, this is the final step. 1 by P1, 1 by P2, 1 by P3 is 1 by R. 1 by R1, 1 by R2, 1 by R3 is also 1 by R. Okay, this is E bit. And similarly, there is a chance to prove this F also. Just look there, F. 1 by P1, 1 by P2, minus is there for 1 by P3. On simplification, you are arriving 1 by R3. If minus is there for 1 by P2, then you will get 1 by R2. Whereas if there is minus for the first one, at the end you will get 1 by R1. So this is also we can prove in the same way. Okay. So I am neglecting the proof here. You just try it. Okay. Just have a look, and then I will give you the next problem. Just look at the board. F is simple. Just by proved in G, we can prove this F also. Okay. Just observe it. If minus is there for P3, the result is R3. If minus is there for 1 by P2, the result is 1 by R2, like that. Whereas coming to the G, here just I am multiplying P1, P2, P3. P1 is 2 delta by A, P2 is 2 delta by B, P3 is 2 delta by C. If you multiply, clearly 8 delta cube by ABC. That's one result for the product P1, P2, P3. And as for the options, we need to simplify further. And for that, we have to utilize this particular logic. Very useful one, okay? ABC is equals to 4R delta. So in one part, if I replace this ABC with 4R delta, the denominator is 4R delta, and here if you cancel out, 4 2's is 8, and 1 delta will cancel the square, and you left with 2 delta square by R. So P1, P2, P3 is 2 delta square by R in one hand. On the other hand, if you simplify here, 8 is 64. Just by replacing this delta cube, delta is ABC by 4R, delta cube is A cube, B cube, C cube by 64 R cube, 8 8s, and then one ABC will just cancels out, one part of ABC. And you left with what? A square, B square, C square by 8 R cube. You just observe it, this 2 delta square by R, This a square, b square, c square by 8r cube and 8 delta cube by abc all are equivalent for this product P1, P2, P3. Usually you will face these type of problems for more than one answer type questions. If they may ask you like this, P1, P2, P3 is equals to what if they are altitudes. So if you have these three as your options in the choices, you need to choose all the three. Okay, just have a look. This is G, and then we need to prove the next one, which is H. Right, the next bit, cos A by P1 plus cos B by P2 plus cos C by P3. First of all, you just write this P1, P2, P3 as the basic things, the 2 delta by A, 2 delta by B and 2 delta by C. So this is equals to cos A divided by 2 delta by A plus cos B divided by 2 delta by B plus cos C divided by 2 delta by C. And at the end send this a, b, c to the numerators and we left like this. Okay, what we have, 1 by 2 delta is a common thing for each and every term. If a goes are there, a cos a plus b cos b plus c cos c. And the next step, this is a cos a plus b cos b plus c cos c. This a can be written as by the sine rule 2r sin a. So just simply this a cos a is simply nothing but 2r sin a into cos a. So if you separate this r, it is just r into sin 2a. So this a cos a is r sin 2a, b cos b is r sin 2b, and that is r sin 2c. So this is equals to, again there is a chance to common out that r by 2 delta times of sin 2a plus sin 2b plus sin 2c. And now for sin 2a plus sin 2b plus sin 2c, we need to utilize again the rule from the transformations. So this is equals to r by 2 delta, and this sin 2a plus sin 2b plus sin 2c is simply nothing but 4 sin a sin b sin c. Already we used it for 2-3 times, and now again we are using a transformation rule. If a plus b plus c is 180, sin 2a plus sin 2b plus sin 2c is 4 sin a sin b sin c. So you just cancel it out, this is 2. And now this is equals to what? 2r sin a sin b sin c is the numerator. And what is the denominator? Delta. And for delta also we have a rule in terms of the angles. And that rule is simply nothing but 2r square sin a sin b sin c. Just look there, both the numerators and denominator. Everything get cancelled and you left with 1 by r. So at the end, if you memorize it, it is very easy while solving the problems. Cos a by p1 plus cos b by p2 plus cos c by p3 is 1 by r. If there is no these cos terms, 1 by p1 plus 1 by p2 plus 1 by p3 is 1 by small r. Okay? See, everything you need to memorize, you need to analyze, you need to observe everything. Okay? All these subbits just related to the altitudes. Okay? In the next class, we are going to discuss about medians. Just have a look.